Hi guys, it's your girl Cadillac. I am Cadillac Dixon. I'm the legally blind artist that is rapping and painting for justice, hoping to see justice before it all fades to black. Yeah, it's your girl Cadillac. So, guys, today I am here. I'm showing you guys step by step of making my hair pieces. Yes, that last video, I never suspected that it would do that well. I uploaded it, and at the beginning of day one, it was at 70 views. And then by the end of the night, it was at 700. Girl, I was so happy about the 70. And then the 700, that just blew my mind. And then days later, it's at 1,600. So I'm like, maybe they want to see these hair pieces. Like, so let me get into this one. So as you've seen, I just sketched it. Now I'm piecing the pieces together. And as this video plays, I'm gonna tell you the story of why I started making hair pieces. Okay. So let's go back to the mid 2000s, like the first decade of the 2000s. I was actually a underground rapper. Okay, so we would do these. I'm in Orlando, Florida, which is crazy because there's not a big music scene, which we probably have a bigger music scene now than we did in the early 2000s. But back then, there was really nothing. And by me coming up with the idea to be a rapper, there was no place to go. I didn't know where to record. I didn't know where to perform. Like there was nothing. There was no music scene. So eventually I would go on Craigslist. Crazy. I would find little gigs and things that were going on and stuff like that. And I would find music conferences. Music conferences is where you would come with your demo and you would come with your promo package and all of that. And you would talk to producers that's in the industry, or other artists would give you how they made it and stuff like that. So I couldn't wait. I was going to my first music conference because at first, the first one I read online was in New York or something. So I couldn't believe when there was one here in Orlando, Florida, that I can actually go to. Okay, so I was so excited. I dressed up to a T because it said dress to impress, right? I came in stockings and it was a pantsuit that I had on. And everybody would walk up to me and hand me their demos. And then I would take my demo and hand it to them. And they're like, why are you giving me a demo? And I said, oh, I'm a rapper. And they're like, you're a rapper? You don't look like a rapper. Like they thought that they were giving me their demos because they thought I was an industry exec. Like I was working for somebody. They would ask me, what company am I working for? And I'm like, I'm not working for nobody. I am here literally trying to promote my demo. So the first music conference, it was a fail, an epic fail, because I came like I was trying to get a job. Like I really thought that it was that type of business. So I decided that, okay, I got to look more hip hop, right? And then along the line, like I started wearing hip hop attire and stuff, but I read this one book it was Randy Jackson. He wrote this book and I only read a couple of parts of it. And it was saying, how do you know a star? And he said he knows a star because when a star walks in the room, everybody's like, who is this person? They have to know who this person is. And then in the book, he also said, you would have to meet someone 3 times before they can actually remember who you are. Like the first 2 times they're gonna forget. And I took that little piece and that small little advice, and I said, hold on, I'm in Orlando. Who am I going to meet? And if I do meet somebody, I don't have 3 times to meet them. I've got to have them remember me. Like on site, they're going to have to look at me. Like I have to command attention. And I also have to be rememberable. And that's when I made my first hairpiece. I'll go ahead and pop that in here because you're not really familiar with my hair pieces yet. So let me pop that. Okay, that is my first hair piece. It's a CD roller. And I had my demo attached to both sides. It's actually a 2-liter Coke bottle in the middle, and I would spin hair around it, and I would wear it on top of my head. And the hair would be like a mohawk or whatever. And when I walked in the room, everybody seen me like way across the room. It was the Orlando Hip Hop Awards. By that time, the hip hop scene did start kind of growing. So I made this CD roller. Then the problem was, like, I was going to make that my signature. Everywhere I went, I was going to wear my CD roller. And it was another signature that I wanted to do with a cape. I wanted to wear a cape everywhere I went. And I did start doing that. And eventually my cape kind of evolved into a t-shirt that I would tie around my neck. You know, the long sleeves you tied around your neck, and I wore it like a cape. And which is crazy. That kind of inspired my character that I have called Super Rapping Woman. I would always wear a cape. Okay, so eventually I wore this everywhere, and it would turn heads. You could see me like almost a mile away. People would point me out. They wanted to take pictures with me. They wanted to know who I am. What am I doing? What? Oh my gosh, they were so like in awe of it. And I remember one thing, I don't know exactly where we were at this event, but it was this guy, and he had this show called Goon City. And it was an underground show. Like, they would show everything that was happening out there in the hood, the latest music, the little, all the underground stuff. So I even got to rap on his channel one time. Okay, so Mr. Goon City, like, I blew them away. Like, I was one of the first people to wear a full head of green hair. Like, after, of course, Little Kim did it, but I knew Little Kim did it, so I had to do it a little bit different. Like, I cannot copy nobody to a T. I always take inspiration from them, and then I make it my own. But this was before Nicki Minaj or anybody else was wearing all that bright, loud hair color. Basically, I got another story that I'm going to tell you where I actually believe I was the one that inspired Nicki Minaj to start wearing all those different hair colors, which then influenced the whole world. So I kind of influenced the world, to be honest with you. But that story is going to come later. So I'm at this event, and I see the guy from Goon City, and he's with his mother. And his mother seen my hair, and she was like, oh my goodness, like, this is so nice. Do you see this? Do you see this? What he said next hurt my little feelings. Do you know what he said? He said, Mama, that ain't nothing. She wear that everywhere. Oh my God. He could have said, it felt like my epic hairpiece that was turning heads. Like, it was just something normal to him. Like, what? Like, dude. So that's when, even though it hurt my feelings, it did hurt my feelings, girl. Cause I'm like, huh? But at that point is when I stopped wearing that CD roller, and I realized I had to change it up. So then every event that I went to, I would start planning a different hairpiece, maybe around depending on the event I'm going to. Like, I went to an old school block party, and I made an 80s hairpiece. I went to, what else? I'm trying to think of stuff I did. Oh, I went to see Candy Burris. So I made all these different candy pieces in my hair. Like, I made Reese's Pieces. Reese cups. I made airheads in my hair. Then I was going to a Boys to Men concert, and I wanted to make a hip hop chick on my head. I made a whole girl face on the back of my head. And I put real lashes on this girl. Like if you get close enough, she has real lashes and she has the bamboo earrings. Like I made all of that. So it would be like hair sculptures. Like my hair would literally be like art. And everybody that would see me, oh, excuse me, do you think I could take a picture? I even made Martin Luther King, his face in my hair. And that ended up on Media Takeout. It was a big blog website back in the early 2000s. Like I was after Diddy. They had some news on Diddy and I was right under that. Like that's crazy. So it was just so many things that was happening. This hair was getting me noticed. And that is actually how I started making my hair pieces. So you guys, thank you so much. If y'all enjoyed that Mardi Gras hair piece, give me a thumbs up on this video. Give me a thumbs up on that video. That one, I didn't know what I was doing. I looked around, like I mentioned, I would make a Coke bottle roller or whatever. But now, CDs are not relevant anymore. So that's not, a style that I can rock anymore. So I was looking for a Coke bottle to actually wrap, and I was going to put something on the sides. But I couldn't find one because I couldn't find a 2-liter nowhere around the house. What did I find? A popcorn bucket from when we went to the circus maybe a week or so prior. And I'm like, we got to rock with this. So I took the popcorn bucket and I literally just started wrapping it with hair and taking pictures as I was going. And I never, ever in a million years thought that that would get so much attention. Thank you guys so much for watching what I can do from this point. If you guys are interested, I see. What? And that's the hair piece. Pull it up over your eyes. You look like the guy from Fat Albert. You can't. It's hot too, isn't it? So if you guys do like my hair pieces, I will start designing them. You see, I sketched them first, and we can make a hair piece every week. If you guys are going to support me and if you guys are going to help me grow, like I'm an artist, I don't only just do hair art. I am a licensed cosmetologist. Unfortunately, I am not able to practice cosmetology because I do have carpal tunnel in both hands, really bad. So, I don't do that, but I have other art forms that I do. I am a graphic designer as well. I am a web designer and I'm also an artist. I love to draw. I love to paint. Check out all of that that's on there as well, and I'm just going to start just hitting you with all my art ideas. Like I have been an artist since I was 11 years old, maybe even younger, because I started out drawing cartoons. I used to love, this is a FYI, right? FYI. For your information. I used to love The Simpsons. I was in love. I was going to marry Bart Simpson. I told my mother I was marrying Bart Simpson. And she was like, you can't marry Bart Simpson because he's not real. And I'm like, yes, he is. I'm going to marry him. And I would pause the show and I would draw my favorite scenes. I was so obsessed with The Simpsons. So I started out drawing cartoons and it just went from there to drawing people with pencil. Charcoal was my next step. It wasn't till decades later that I taught myself how to paint because I didn't know how to paint at first. All right, guys. It's your girl Cadillac. We just did the Beat the Heat challenge. This was my little hair piece that I had on. I had him in a sale, but it actually fell apart from the heat. The heat melted my hairpiece. Free me. I've been wrongfully convicted and excessively sentenced. Beat the heat challenge, guys. It's a Cadillac.